If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Monday, October 15th, 2012. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. Bobby Savulich has been working hard in the past year to help struggling postgraduate athletes earn a living while training, starting with a professionals-only meet last year and now with a website called athleteapproved.com. His latest effort has helped Anthony Ervin raise some money on his travels on the World Cup circuit, and Bobby Savulich is here in the Finis Monitor from Ann Arbor, Michigan to talk about it. Hey Bobby, good to see you again. How are you today?
Doing well. How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing excellent, thanks. So let's start with this involvement that Athlete Approved has with Anthony Ervin. How did you and Anthony kind of get together with this?
Yeah, well, Athlete Approved's mission is to support Olympic hopefuls by providing ideas, techniques, products they approve. I was a professional swimmer myself, just retired a couple months ago after the Olympic trials, and I've been, not gonna lie, enjoying that a little bit. I have about twice the energy and half the grocery bill, but I was there. I know what Anthony's going through because I'm not gonna lie, I applied for hundreds of grants and scholarships and was denied 99% of them. So there's a need for funding for professional swimmers, and Anthony put up this video requesting help, and I thought that was really great of him, and very humble to put something like that out there. It's not easy to ask for help when you need it, but myself and my business partner Mike Bottom and our company Athlete Approved were in a position where we were able to reach out and created a $1,000 matching program where people could donate money to Anthony and we would match up to $1,000, and we reached that goal really quickly. Actually, it took about 4 days, so really happy that people out there stepped up and contributed to this great cause, and we were thrilled to be able to help Anthony. We were probably going to donate the $1,000 even if we didn't have it matched, but people stepped up and we asked them to continue to do that, contribute to these professional swimmers trying to make the Olympics and compete at that elite level.
Yeah, it obviously has worked. Not only did you meet your donation match, but Anthony got his $10,000 goal. So is this something that Athlete Approved might get involved with in the future, trying to raise money for swimmers to be able to travel around the world to World Cup or meet any other kind of meet?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Anthony was the one guy that put himself out there and straight up kind of asked for it, which was in my mind really courageous of him, and hats off to him. I kind of have a really, I have a pretty cool story about Anthony. I didn't really know him too well. He made his comeback, and my coach Mike Bottom was 100% certain that he would make the Olympic team. Mike coached him at Cal and was his coach in the 2000 Olympics when Anthony and Gary tied for the gold medal. But started to get to know Anthony throughout the Grand Prix series over this last year, and he was just really easy to talk to, really down-to-earth guy. And when I was in the ready room for the 100 free semifinals at the Olympic trials, it was the biggest race of my life, and I'm not gonna lie, I can get a little tense, a little bit nervous before some of my races, and sitting in the ready room with Anthony, and I'm just kind of looking around at everyone in my heat. Was in the heat with guys like Lochte and Grievers and Lezak, and I'm just like, man, everyone except for one other person in this heat is not only an Olympian, but an Olympic gold medalist. And I happened to just take a seat next to Anthony, and we were just kind of talking, just, talking about, not swimming, actually, and it really just calmed me down and really helped me get in a relaxed state of mind. So when it was time to step up for the race, I came out, saw 20,000 people, and was just really excited and really relaxed. And I felt like just having that calming force of Anthony in the room with me really helped me approach that race in a positive mindset. And the story ends where I got 8th place in my heat. I was the last one to finish. Anthony was the second to last, but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that I was able to go up into my last race, what I've been training for my whole life, and I was relaxed. I enjoyed it. It was a really positive experience, something that I'll never forget. And definitely credit Tony for, kind of having that, being that calming force in the ready room, and something that's really small. He didn't even realize he was doing it, but it's just one of those, short interactions that someone could have with you that are really, meaningful and impactful.
And now you're getting to kind of pay him back for that.
Yeah, of course. And, we're going to be helping more athletes in the future. When people come to our website and they check out the videos and see the ideas and the techniques we're doing and buy products, the profits, portion of the proceeds are going back to these athletes, helping them out. They provide us with the best products that they're using. We only provide elite and Olympic level ideas, techniques, and products, and we give back to them by supporting them financially. And it's been taking off. We just launched it during the Olympic trials, and it's really starting to get going. I had to kind of make a decision about a month ago whether I was kind of maybe take another job, give up on this and take a job that would be kind of the safe route. But, I really believe in this, and the athletes are behind it, and the people out there have been coming to the website and doing things like supporting Anthony, and I've been receiving a ton of support, from you guys. One of them bringing me on the show. I appreciate that. And it's been really neat because when the company started, I kind of had to go out and approach these companies, ask, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Would you mind if we sell your product on our site? Now what's happening is people are coming to us and saying, hey, we really like what Athlete Approved is doing. We like the idea, and you try out our product and see if it's athlete approved. So we'll do a testing process, and we don't just put anything up on there. We have a very high standard, and we've had to turn a few folks down, but we've also created a ton of really great partnerships.
Now, how many athletes do you help with this funding is one question. And then second of all, do you approach an athlete and say, we want to help you, or do they come to you and say, we'd like to be a part of Athlete Approved?
It's kind of, it kind of works both ways. Right now, it's, like I said, just launched it a few months ago. Hopefully down the road, we'll be able to support, many athletes, as many as possible. And, it's kind of started off where we're supporting guys, a little bit financially. It's not, anything crazy just yet, but I hope in the future it's going to be something more substantial if we get more support from our viewership. But it's been really growing, and we've received a ton of support from people. So sky's the limit. We are in the process of developing something we're calling virtual coaching, where people from around the world can submit video of themselves swimming and have it critiqued by a guy like, Peter Vanderkay or Coach Mike Bottom, and someone from anywhere globally can basically videotape themselves, send it to us. We're developing cutting-edge software that helps us do a voiceover. You could draw lines on the video. You can slow it down, freeze it. It's pretty cool stuff, and hopefully it's just be another way to help these guys train for the Olympics. Just have a little bit of employment, a little bit of money.
Well, it sounds like you got a lot of irons in the fire there, and we know that Mike Bottom is always full of ideas, so I'm sure it's a great partnership you guys have. Yeah,
and I definitely couldn't have done this without the help of Mike Bottom and the other assistant coach at Michigan, Mark Hill, and our web developer is actually a guy named Kevin Doak. I believe you actually swam against him, Jeff, in the Masters Nationals. He's not only great with all the web development stuff, but he's also Nationals Master, world record holder, and American record holder. So he's got quite a few tools in his tool bag.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, Kevin's a great guy. So I see behind you the poster for that Pro Dual meet that you had last November. Is there a plan to have a second one?
Yeah, well, we're actually kind of in the talks of getting on this again. been having conversations with a few pretty big players in our sport, so definitely keep you in the loop, and that's kind of just another way to keep growing the sport, help some guys out, just race in a different way, show swimming in a different light, make it, a really exciting, short meet where only professionals are swimming. I really like the dual meet format personally, but wouldn't be afraid to maybe experiment, maybe a skins match, or, really no reason to put a limit on it. Anything's possible.
Well, I know that the buzz around that first meet was really high, and everybody was really excited about it. So we're all anxious to see if you can. I think you could pull off a segment. We're just kind of anxious to see when it'll happen.
Yeah, no doubt. Kind of just need to just get on it, and it kind of just goes to show if you're determined and have a good team around you, which I certainly do. Anything's possible, and it wouldn't be possible without the people that have helped me along. Have a ton of support from my family and friends, so really appreciative of that, and wouldn't be here without them.
Well, Bobby, it looks like you got a great start to your athleteapproved.com, and we look forward to seeing how much it grows in the future. And thanks again for joining us today.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, Jeff. I know Anthony put out that challenge of his to try and raise some money for the World Cup. I've actually been challenged by a few of my buddies to create another challenge of my own to see if I could get to the Golden Goggles this year. I've never been. Heard it's a great event, and if any of those Olympians need a date, I'm your guy.
Well, I'm sure you'll get a few tweets, calls, whatever messages pretty soon. I'm sure anybody wouldn't mind having you join them. It is a fun event, and definitely one not to be missed. Well, good luck to you there, Bobby, and with everything else, and we'll catch up down the road.
All right, thanks for having me on, Jeff.
No problem. All right. So that's Bobby Savulich joining us in the Finis Monitor today, and that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Jeff Cummings, and as always, we invite you to join us at swimmingworld.com, on Facebook, or on Twitter to catch up with the latest news. Thanks for watching.